Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this October the 1st, 2023. I can't believe it's already October the 1st. This year been flying by really fast here, I see. But anyway, in today's video, we're going to be talking about the tropics here. And we're looking at Philippe right here near the Windward Islands here. Also, here is Rena, located north of it, kind of beginning to dissipate. Got a cold front extending here. Rena will probably get pulled into that system, and that will end Rena. Here's a little tropical wave, need to watch it, and another little tropical wave moving off the African coast, might need to watch that as well. Also, down in Central America, also got a system here off the Eastern Pacific Ocean. Just off the west coast of Mexico, need to be monitored as well. Got some activity developing down in the Gulf of Mexico. Nothing right now organized out down. Okay, that's a little discussion in the video today. We're going to be talking about the more about Philippe in this video. Also, we're going to talk about the Watches Warning Advisory map for your locating across the nation. Also, the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today, Monday and Tuesday. And also, we're going to take a look at the U.S. Drought Monitor at the end of this broadcast as well, because we do have some drought conditions across much of the United States. And I'm expecting some here in the Carolinas. Right now, it's just a little area of a just dry, normally dry. But that may become widespread in the next update coming up on day, as we've been drawing foreseeable future on the computer model. I don't see no rain over the next week or two, maybe. So I would not be surprised to see a lot of drought continues to grow across much of the United States as well, because there won't be that much activity across much of the central and eastern United States. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. Also, I hope everybody's doing well today. I hope everybody enjoyed your Sunday afternoon. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well, and also enjoy the weather, because it's the only weather you got. Okay, if you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and consider subscribing. Love to have you. Like these videos, share these videos, and let's go ahead and get the show on the road here, folks, and let's continue moving on through the forecast here. Alright, we're going to take a look at Tropical Storm Philippe. Here's Philippe getting a little better organized, still moving off to the west-southwest. Here are the Leeward Islands here. This is Tobago here. Getting some shower and thunderstorm activity from Philippe earlier today. This storm is going to continue to move to the west, and then eventually off to the west-northwest. We already have tropical storm watches in effect for you guys in portions of the northeastern Windward Islands. We'll get to that in just a minute. But as you can see, the convection is growing a little bit in Philippe, and Philippe is still expected to become a Category 1 hurricane over the central tropical Atlantic. Alright, let's move on to some information on this system. We're going to take a look at the forecast cone from the National Hurricane Center. Alright, it's coming up, folks. Yellow it continues the tropical storm through Wednesday at 8 a.m. By Thursday morning, supposed to become a hurricane and still remain a hurricane as it passed Bermuda. Bermuda, you need to be on the lookout for this system as well, because it could bend a little bit back to the west, or a little bit back. If it moves a little bit back to the west here, you may get in on some of that tropical activity as well. Alright, there's a tropical storm watches in effect for the northeastern portions of the Windward Islands. So, like I said, if you're in these islands here, Be on the lookout for some tropical storm force winds. I would not be surprised. Maybe they may have to extend these watches down a little bit further. If the wind field moves a little further to the west, it may get from somewhere about right here, this island here, northward into these islands here. So, and then the wind field may grow a little bigger. I would not be surprised to see maybe the tropical storm force winds even affect Bermuda. So if anybody in Bermuda, you need to be on the lookout for Philippe as well. So just stay tuned to my forecast channel. We'll have more as the week progresses. Alright, if you're tracking Philippe at home, it's located in latitude 16.1 north, longitude 58.7 west. Maximum sustained wind still remain at 50 miles an hour with higher gusts. Moving to the west at 7 miles an hour. But it shouldn't start make that west-northwest turn. But if it continues to move a little bit further to the west, these islands here will get more tropical storm conditions in y'all's region. So you need to pay close attention to your local forecasters and us YouTube channels as well. Alright, let's take a look at the computer model guidance. Yeah, here is the hurricane models. As you can see, they pretty close. Yep, like I said, see one of them even take a little further to the west. See these islands here? It's pretty close in proximity to the storm. So anybody from this island here down to this one here needs to stay close by and stay tuned, because you may be getting in on some tropical storm conditions. And here is the computer model runs, taking it off to the northeast. See, one takes it to the west. Here is Bermuda. The Hurricane Center is kind of going along with this green line here right now, because Bermuda's here and the center of the storm was about right here. So we'll keep eye on that there and see what Philippe do. But anybody in Bermuda needs to pay close attention to this system as well. Alright, let's take a look at the intensity guidance of this system. As you can see, it's got 45 knot winds equal to 50 miles per hour. According to most models here, keep it to a tropical storm. Some shoots it up to a category 3, 2, and 1. That's why the National Hurricane Center is going with 1 right now, because most of the models are shifting into that region. Some of the models keeps it a tropical storm. So I'm going to go along with the National Hurricane Center, and we're going to put it as a hurricane later on down the road. Alright, that's your tropical update. Now let's move on to our local forecast here, with the watches, warnings, and advisory map. Alright, you can see here we got coastal flood advisory for portions of the Philadelphia, New Jersey area, also down in southeast Georgia, down through much of Florida. You got some flood watches in effect for you guys in a portion of East Florida. There's a gale warning from South Florida all the way to southern South Carolina, also from Outer Banks in North Carolina all the way up to Maine, and also in the coastal waters as well. Alright, coastal flood advisory for portions of the coastal areas of Louisiana. We have some red flag warnings still in effect for you guys in Louisiana, East Texas, same in northwestern New Mexico, southeastern Arizona. Alright, we got wind advisory for southern South Dakota, northeastern portions of New Mexico, southwestern Colorado, southeastern Utah, northeastern portions of Arizona. Flood watch is also in effect for you guys in northeastern and northern portions of New Mexico. We have a high wind warning for one county there in Arizona. Also, we have a flood advisory for northern Montana, winter weather advisory for northeast Utah, and also the mountain range of California. Also, we have some gale warnings also in effect from Washington State to north central California. Alright, Alaska, we got a lot of special weather statements, winter storm warning there as well, and winter weather advisory to the south. Got gale warnings around the area. Central and south portions of Hawaii and Chain Island got some gale warnings to the south. Central and north looks a-okay. Alright, Storm Prediction Center time. This is today's outlook. As you can see, central and southern Florida, Florida Keys, got some general thunderstorms there. Same proportion of northern Michigan all the way into northeastern Minnesota. South Texas all the way back into Montana, all the way back to portions of California. Marginal risk for West Texas into portions of New Mexico and Oklahoma and south portions of Colorado. Alright, if you live in Roswell, New Mexico, Clovis, New Mexico, Carlsbad, New Mexico, Las Vegas, Nevada, Las Vegas, New Mexico, excuse me, and Patel, New Mexico, marginal risk for severe weather this afternoon. Tornado probability 2% in New Mexico. This includes Roswell, New Mexico. Damaging winds 5%. Large hail 5%. Pretty much same area. Roswell, Mexico. Clovis, New Mexico. Carlsbad, New Mexico. Las Vegas, Nevada. Portel, New Mexico. Damaging winds, same area. Yep. Alright, let's move on to day number 2. This will be your Monday forecast. Alright, you can see here from South Florida to the Florida Keys, general thunderstorms there. Same from southern Texas all the way back to portions of Nevada, back up into Montana, the Dakotas, and also into Minnesota, excuse me. Alright, we got marginal risk then all the way from North Dakota all the way down to West Texas. Slight risk of severe weather for West Texas in through portions of New Mexico. Alright, if you live in Roswell, New Mexico, Clovis, New Mexico, Hobbs, New Mexico, Carlsbad, New Mexico, Patel, New Mexico, slight risk for severe weather on Monday. If you live in Lubbock, Texas, Amarillo, Texas, Midland, Texas, Odessa, Texas, Rapid City, South Dakota, marginal risk for severe weather Monday. Alright, tornado probability, still pretty much West Texas, eastern New Mexico. Alright, if you live in Roswell, New Mexico, Clovis, New Mexico, Hobbs, New Mexico, Carlsbad, New Mexico, and Patel, New Mexico, 2% risk for a tornado, damaging winds, 5% in brown, 15 in the yellow. This includes Roswell, New Mexico to Patel, New Mexico and surrounding areas. If you live in Lubbock, Texas, all the way to Rapid City, South Dakota, and surrounding areas, you are under a 5% risk for damaging winds, large hail, pretty much same areas. Alright, 15% Roswell, New Mexico to Patel, New Mexico and surrounding areas, 5% Lubbock, Texas, all the way to Rapid City, South Dakota, and surrounding areas for your Monday. Alright, let's take a look at your Tuesday forecast. Alright, as you can see here, we got general thunderstorm for central and south Florida, including the Florida Keys, much of Texas, back to portions of New Mexico, all the way through to Dakota, Minnesota, and also into Wisconsin. Marginal risk from Nebraska all the way back down into Texas and New Mexico, slight risk for West Texas into portions of Kansas. Alright, this is for your Tuesday. Alright, if you live in Lubbock, Texas, Amarillo, Midland, Odessa, and Hobbs, New Mexico, Odessa, Texas, and Hobbs, New Mexico, slight risk for severe weather. If you live in Wichita, Kansas, Lincoln, Nebraska, St. Angelo, Texas, Eden, Oklahoma, and Salina, Kansas, marginal risk for severe weather on Tuesday. Alright, let's move on to the probability. 15 in yellow, 5% in brown. If you live in Wichita, Kansas, all the way to Salina, Kansas, surrounding areas, you're on all the way to Hobbs, New Mexico, and surrounding areas, 15% risk for severe weather. Alright, now we're going to wrap it up with the drought monitor across the lower 48. Okay, it's coming up there, folks. Alright, here we go right here. As you can see, pretty much the lower 48 is under some kind of drought, except for portions of the northeastern United States, portions of the Midwest, and also portions of California, Nevada region as well. But as you can see here in the Carolinas, like I said, that was that drought, just dry. Right now it's just dry. But I would not be surprised to see in the next couple advisories, much of South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina, you may be under a abnormally dry, or maybe some areas may even be upgraded to a moderate risk for dry soils. So I would not be surprised. Like I said, along the Gulf Coast here, we are under a pretty much a exceptional drought. Yep, you're in level 4 right now. Level 3 also in that vicinity as well. Right now, portions of the Carolinas are in a number 1 stage, but like I said, some areas, the drought monitor comes out on Thursday of this week, so we'll find out more on that as well. So, but I would not be surprised to see much of the United States from the from the middle portion of the country to the East Coast there, maybe going under a normally dry to maybe even a moderate, maybe even a severe drought in portions of the East Coast of the United States. Because pretty much right now, it's about 50% of the United States has some kind of drought situation. 50% is not. Well, I'm gonna say 60% of the United States is under some kind of drought area. So I would not be surprised it may jump up to about 80% of the United States may be under some kind of drought situation here coming up. So we need to try to get some precipitation start falling across the nation. So that way the rain will start picking up. We need in South Carolina, we're going to need some kind of little tropical system to move through and give us a good dose of the rain again to keep this here drought from increasing. But I do not see anything like that even in the short term, even in the long term. Usually in South Carolina here, our driest month usually from September, October, and November. So we're used to it here in South Carolina. We have these 3 months pretty well dry in our area here. So that's nothing new for us. So. But anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Hope everybody continue to stay safe and well. Also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Like these videos, share these videos, and consider subscribing if you have not. We'll catch you back in the next video. So have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday afternoon, folks. Take care.